Okay, Year 9. I'm just going to go through some of the questions on linear expression from Chapter 4 of Cambridge. As you can see here, there's some notes that they've written on 4B, and here we're going to be graphing straight lines using both the x and y intercept. Now, this can be a little bit dangerous. As I said earlier in class, usually when we plot a straight line, we need to plot 3 points. And the 3 points always gives us an extra point just in case we get one of them wrong. And we might not get a line if we get one of them, or we won't get a line if we get one of them wrong, unless we get a lot of them wrong, and hence the line is the wrong line. But by doing 2 points only, you will never know. So I don't actually like this version of doing this. And even though we're going to do it, it's not one that I would advocate. There are other ways to find out, and we're going to find other ways to graph lines, but just by doing it by the x and y intercept can be dangerous if you make a mathematical or arithmetical error in your calculations. Nonetheless, we'll have a look at it because it is important to find both of these values. It's not that hard. In the explanation here, to find the x and y intercept, it's very, very easy. All we have to do is let x equal 0 and let y equal 0 in the equation. So as you can see here in the explanation, the first part here, they let x equal 0, sub it into the equation and find the point 0,2. And then they let y equal 0, substitute it into the equation and find the point 3,0. And hence, once they've got their 2 points, they're able to very quickly sketch it. So let's have a go at this. Now I've told you, or you're meant to be doing exercise or questions 5, 6, and 7, the last column. So I'm going to do a selection of these, but only from the first column, and you can have a go at those other ones. So the first one's very easy. So I'll start with 5a, and I've got the graph of x plus y equals 2. All right, so let's find the x-intercept first. I'm going to let y equals 0. So x plus 0 equals 2. That means x equals 2. So there's my first intercept. X is 2, y is 0. To find the y intercept, I'm going to let x equals 0. And I get 0 plus y equals 2. That means y equals 2. So I get the point 0, 2. And then I will just plot these. On my graph. You want to be reasonably to scale. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to do this by hand, but you'll see what happens when I do it. So 0, x value 0, y value 2 is up there. And 2 across and 0 will be there. And then I just graph that line. Well, it's pretty easy, although that's a really horrible line. I might try that again. It's a bit better. Now, please use a ruler when you do it, but that's an equation you should get. And it's very important that you indicate the intercepts so that people will know what you've done. So the y-intercept, make sure you clearly indicate that. And the x-intercept, make sure you clearly indicate that. Well, that was pretty easy. So let's have a go at something a little bit more difficult. And I'll have a go at 5G. Now 5G, if we have a quick look at it, it's got a few more things in it, but it's still going to be the same process. So 5g, 4x minus 2y equals 8. Let's do the first one. Let's let y equal 0, and we'll find the x-intercept. So we get 4x minus 0 equals 8. So 4x equals 8. So x equals 2. So we get 2, 0. Same again. Now we'll let x equal 0, and I'll get 0 minus 2y equals 8. That gives me negative 2y equals 8. Divide by the negative 2, and y equals negative 4. So you can see it's a bit dangerous here, because if I mess that up, if I accidentally left that negative off, I'd get a different value for y, and because I've only got 2 points, it would form a straight line, but it wouldn't be the correct one. So yes, it's a dangerous method, this. So I've got 0 and negative 4. Well, let's graph that. And again, I don't have a ruler on this, so please make sure that you are using a ruler on yours to make your line nice and straight. I'll see if I can get one. I'll try this time to use one of the shapes from the line. So what have I got? I have 2 and 0, so across 2 and 0 there. And I've got 0 and negative 4, so I have to go down there. Now I'm not doing it to scale, but I'm hoping, oh, that's much better. Look at that. There we go. And there's my line. 4x, what did we call it? Was 4x minus 2y equals 8. Label our axes. That's pretty horrible. Let's get rid of that. And you can see we've labelled both the x and y axes. And that was 5g. And I'm just checking the answers. And yep, beautiful. All right, so let's have a go at some of the ones from 6. So and I'll try an easy one from 6. Now 6 are written in a way that it's pretty easy to find the y-intercept. You watch, but the x-intercept requires a little bit of work. So we'll try 6a, and we've got y equals 3x plus 3. So we'll let x equal 0, which is just finding a point, plotting the point, putting the point into the equation and finding the y value. So we get y equals 0 plus 3, so y equals 3. And that was pretty easy. So we get 0, 3. Let's let y equals 0, and we get 0 equals 3x plus 3. Well, we'll minus the 3, we'll get 3x equals negative 3, and we'll divide by the 3, and we'll get x equals negative 1. So we get negative 1 and 0. So again, let's plot this. We'll put in the intercepts. So we've got 0 and 3. We'll say that's about 3. And negative 1 and 0, which is there. And we'll plot this again. And we get our equation, which is y equals 3x plus 3. And this point, -1, is about there. So that's that one. Well, let's indicate the axes. Now, y-axis is always important to indicate the axes. And that one's correct. Well, let's do a harder one from 6. Let's do a more difficult one from 6. And we'll have a look at, I'll just rub this out and we'll get the right question up. Let's try 6g. And 6g is y equals -2x plus 4. And again, because it's written in this manner, it's easy to find the y-intercept first, so we'll let x equals 0, and we get y equals 0 plus 4, y equals 4, so we get 0 and 4 as our y-intercept, and we'll let y equals 0, and we'll get 0 equals -2x plus 4. Now here I can take the 4 over, but I think I'm going to make it easier for myself and get rid of that negative by adding 2x. So 2x equals 4, and divide by 2, and I'll get x equals 2. So 2 and 0. So here we go. Let's graph this now. And we'll go back to that. Let's make sure we're in this. There it is. And we'll plot the intercepts. So 0 and 4, that's pretty high. So we'll put that up there. And 2 and 0. And then we'll graph the line. And we're done. And that is the equation y equals -2x plus 4. We might re-indicate that that's the y-intercept. Whoops. We'll just be a little bit more careful. And there we go. Oh, we should again indicate the x and y axes. So there's 2 questions from